YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2. Gonna jump into some online multiplayer. You can see this is a Carthage v Rome, and although my opponent here does not bring any cavalry, if I had not brought the elephants that I have, I very well could have still just lost this battle by picks, and that's because Carthage is so insanely inferior to Rome in infantry. But that's kind of what we expect. It's Rome. We don't expect Carthage to give them a powerhouse beatdown with heavy infantry per se. So I've got I brought the Carthage YOLO build, or I'm gonna call it the Carthaginian Steamroller. It's the one we saw from the Use It Lose It tournament replay. So I've got 2 Samnites, 3 Libyans, I think 3 Scutari. It's either 2 or 3. Yeah, 3. And then I've got yeah, I got the numbers right. So 3 Carthaginian cav, 3 Scutari cav, and a mercenary African war elephant. I did not expect the scorpions, but it's honestly not a great call. The scorpions can be pretty annoying for someone who wants to use an elephant. They can hit from long range, and they deal a lot of damage. So they can be a decent unit if used right, but since there's no cavalry, and my opponent is keeping all of his infantry on the flanks, his center is going to be very squishy. He should probably go ahead and drop some units there. He's got 2 units of Praetorian Guard. They would do well to just go right here and protect these units. Or just use something throwaway like this auxiliary infantry that he's got here in each group. So he's got 3 veteran legionaries over here, 2 veteran legionaries over here, a legatus, 2 Praetorian Guard, 4 Roman Scorpions, and 2 Syrian Archers. So he definitely has the tools to deal with my elephants. What he's going to lack here is the numbers that he could have had he brought a different army. So you can just see from the overhead, what I like to do whenever I've got someone who doesn't have cavalry is I'm going to take my sweet time, and I'm going to split all the way around the flanks here. And this is going to sometimes cause the enemy to pull whole units out to look at your units from behind. And that just means less units. And then what I want to do for an army like this, his infantry is extremely superior to my own, and it won't take them long to beat me down in a fight. So what I need to do is isolate a single flank and then just hold over here. And I'll bring my elephants in. Once the Syrian archers have been taken care of, the elephants will roll in from this direction, roll straight through the enemy infantry line, destroying them. I can then take this whole flank and double back over here, and then I just need to retreat from this side until we're ready to fight. These cavalry, I could use them for rear charges, but they're not going to be worth a whole lot in rear charges because they're just medium cav going against very heavy, very armored, very high morale infantry. So I just smash through the scorpions, and then I'm going to move straight on through into Syrian archers, which are relatively unguarded. Again, all I need to do is take away the threats to my elephants first, and then my army should be equipped enough to deal with the Romans. However, again, remember, if I initiate a whole line across infantry fight, I'm going to lose too quickly. So I've got to get his Romans pulled away and screwed up as far as formation goes. So you can see these guys still just rampaging through all the scorpions, making sure that they die. That's a quick 2,000 talents between 4 scorpion units that this one mercenary Scutari cav is going to take off the field. And then over here, this one again, crushing scorpions and got some auxiliary Syrian archers. Pretty good, so paying for itself, basically, even if it dies here. So nothing wrong with that. It is a bit sacrificial, but I can afford to sacrifice a few units here. I'm going to have to, in fact, to win. So those Syrian archers take damage, but I'm going to pull out before I lose that cavalry. And then this cavalry here, I think I end up eventually pulling out of here, but I'm trying to micro across several areas at once, and you know how that goes. Whenever I start that, I don't always do it so well. I'm going to start off just like I told you a minute ago. We're going to focus on this flank. I've got cavalry ready to rear charge, and I'm going to go ahead and as soon as this archer gets occupied, I'm going to move my elephant to get right here. But I have to take out this archer first, so that's where I'm going to withdraw this cavalry because it wasn't blocked from that side. It gets caught for a second on this auxiliary infantry, but I'm going to go ahead and give it orders to keep moving because it's not really stuck. And I'm going to move back here and take these Syrian archers away so that they can't screen my elephants. That means that over here I can go ahead and take this infantry fight. These are great infantry units though, so like I said, my guys will not last long. The only thing I have going for me is that my guys are wrapped around the Roman units, and the Roman units do not have a good charge. So it's elephant time, folks. So my elephants now on the flank, they're going to be able to move through this this Roman formation. I probably should have changed the size of the elephant formation to make sure and maximize my destruction over here, but we're going to do pretty well. I believe that I get my guys into trample, and really I'm just spamming an attack order on this unit over here, and that's going to force my elephants to continue forward. and anything that they hit, of course, they're going to plow over. So like these guys are just going to get absolutely wrecked here. And then I'm going to get elephants all the way over here into this other veteran legionary, basically an Evocati light, is what we'll call him. He does have some Syrian archers or something that's putting down a little bit of fire on me over here, but it's not enough to run my elephants amok. And my elephants have taken no losses, and basically I've wrapped up 3 expensive infantry units very, very quickly, and that works out very nicely for me. He does still have Assyrian archers in the field, so I'm going to have to be aware of it, get my elephants out of that fight. And then I'll use my cavalry to try and get around here or come up behind here to get the Syrian archers. So I've successfully destroyed one flank. I allowed him to engage me briefly in the center, and you can see I was already taking a massive beat down. So I'm just going to pull away from his center because the Roman infantry won't really be able to, do much to me in pulling away. So again, you can see me pulling away from one flank. The enemy legatus, though, going to get behind my lines. And it's using, looks like Warcry over here, which won't do anything because this unit isn't losing. Samnite warriors are actually winning decisively. My Scutari and other units are going to gang up now on this Praetorian Guard, and I'm going to have to wing the elephants back around to take it out because it could easily fight its way through all 3 of the units here. Plus it has the support of the Legatus running a rear charge on the Libyan infantry. And again, in the center, just going to keep falling back from the Roman infantry. I can now peel this unit back into the fight, and then this one will be the bait to lure other units away. And this one is also baiting enemy units away, so it's just keeping them away from the fight. My cavalry can now get back into the Syrian archers, finish them off pretty much once and for all. So that means no more Syrian archers to go after my elephants. My elephants get a nice quick rear charge in that Praetorian Guard. They don't do a lot of damage though, they're kind of moving funny. So I'm going to go ahead and get over here and try and sort out this fight while my cavalry just holds these guys in position for a moment. Or actually I'm going to come around for another charge, it looks like. Try and wreck these Praetorian Guard up a little bit. Yeah, the elephant formation wasn't working real great, my guys weren't getting through. I was trying move orders. Move orders just don't work as good. You almost have to use attack orders in my mind, and you just spam attack orders like I am right there, and your elephants will kind of keep pushing through, which is what you need them to do. That's how they get kills, is by crashing through enemy units. So yeah, I'm going to have to pull all my cavalry away from that Praetorian Guard. We'll just take my elephants. We're going to ignore it for now. Some of my elephants are caught up in there, but the Praetorian Guard are not going to score a lot of hits. And they don't have a bonus versus cavalry, so my elephant's going to make it out pretty safe. This one Samnite warrior is just tanking it out here in the center. The only unit there that can really hurt them is the veteran legionaries. I'm going to bring a Libyan infantry in. The enemy general gets ransacked by my cavalry, and then now these Praetorian guardsmen here are going to suffer the wrath of Carthage. Hannibal's revenge, if you will, here, as my elephants just plow into them from all directions. And we're going to do significant damage to this unit. So my elephants are rampaging nicely. They have not run amok, and they're getting large numbers of kills, up to 300 now. And we've wrecked another Praetorian Guard unit that's wavering with 100 men left. It's very, very hard to break Praetorian Guard like this, so definitely have to take advantage of this situation with the elephants, where you get the fear effect, and then you can cause them to lose decisively and hit them in the flank. All of those things is what breaks units very quickly with elephants. My elephants got into the center here, and we wrecked up some more units, so 363 kills. Praetorian Guard over here getting charged from every direction, and here these mercenary Scutari are going to take these veteran legionaries. My guys will get the better of this charge, but the veteran legionaries, again with their armor and defense, are going to just really shred my Scutari here, pretty quickly in fact. So Scutari are fighting well below the weight class of these Evocati cohort, as expected. But of course I can just bring in ye old elephants. Why not? I mean, they've killed just about everything else on the battlefield. At this point, the veteran legionaries remembered what was good for them, and they ran away. Great game to my opponent. It was fun. His Roman army was different. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a great Roman army. The more numbers he would have had there in that fight as far as infantry, the harder it would have been for me to implement this strategy, because it would have been harder for me to single him out. So he kind of played into my hand a little bit here. So if you see someone rushing at you like that, the last thing you want is to get singled out somewhere and to have the elephants be effective. All of his resources should have been, put together in making sure that his archers could be kept safe and in a position where they could protect their army. And they were not able to do that. And same thing with the Scorpions. If they would have been kept safe within an infantry circle of some sort, I would have been in pretty rough shape, because I would have had to come within range somewhere, and the Scorpions could have been firing away. So I mean, it is possible he could have used this army to much greater effect against me here, but I was able to pull out the win there. Hope you enjoyed it. Good game to Panzer Grenadier. Had fun playing it. And hope to see maybe more of you all online as we go play some of these battles. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.